What's up, guys? So I'm here with Derek Filosi, portfolio partner inside RC. Just doing just doing a check-in on how things are going. He has been stacking wins lately, Derek, I guess to help the guys understand, what did last year look like in terms of how you were operating, the revenue, number of number of personnel, and profit.
Sure, Lane, thanks. Yeah, so last year we did, let's see, we did about $850,000 in
Okay.
revenue.
Okay.
Now it's me and my partner,
Mm-hmm.
and we had two full-time guys too.
Okay.
So we were doing about 230K, a little bit less per guy.
Mm-hmm.
My partner and I were both in the field.
Yep.
So we were both tool belt on for 40 hours per week.
Ouch.
Ouch, yeah. And then we do 10 hours on Mondays. So
Got it.
Mondays we're 10 hours in the office.
Right.
Tuesdays through Fridays we're 10 hours in the field each day.
Got it.
And looking back from now to back then, I don't know how we did it, just because we were so busy. We were
Did
doing
you and your partner, were you guys able to pay yourselves?
Yeah, we were. So we split it. We paid ourselves for our on-site work,
Mm-hmm.
and we also paid ourselves a percentage of revenue. Yeah,
Okay.
but
What was your what would you say your gross profit was? If you don't know off the top of your head, that's cool. If you could ballpark it for me.
yeah, sure. Net. Oh, gross.
Yeah. Gross and
Uh,
net.
yeah, we were pricing projects to hit a 38% gross.
Okay.
And to be honest, we usually hit that.
Okay, good.
Because we were pretty particular about the job costs and the estimating. Now
Right.
net we probably hit about 8%. Because like I said, we did have two guys.
Right.
So there was I mean it's not a huge company, but there's
Mhm.
there's a lot of burden that comes with that too.
Tons.
Um,
So
it,
8% net, was that before you guys paid each other or after?
that was after retained.
Okay, so you had about 64,000 in retained earnings to distribute to the partners last year.
Yeah, correct.
Okay. So what are you on track to do this year, man?
This year, let's see, we put this is awesome to say. We put 1.2 into design this quarter.
Just this quarter.
Yeah, which is crazy. And and if we could keep our foot on the gas,
Yeah.
but these projects won't go to build for another
Mm-hmm.
2 months, three
Mm-hmm.
months maybe. So of course we're not going to recognize all that revenue
Right. I think when
here,
we went through our exercise, you guys are fixing to do 1.3 to 1.5 produced this
yeah,
year.
which is crazy too because we're down to two guys now.
No way. So you've cut
Yeah,
your overhead.
it's only my partner and I now.
Right.
Uh, it's one of our guys. I mean, one of our guys just didn't work out, and then the other one, he cut his finger off at the joiner. So it
You
was
have
no good.
workman's comp on him, right?
We did. Oh
Okay,
yeah,
good, good.
but
So you're almost forced to adopt a project manager, project director set with a subcontracted fulfillment, right?
yeah, exactly.
Is that hurting your profits at all?
No, not at all. So to be honest, so far this year, since everything that we've sold into design was this quarter,
Mm-hmm.
um, see, we're recognizing about $400,000 in revenue so far, which is
Okay.
actually pretty good for losing those two guys.
Right.
Um, and we're sitting at about 13% net
Wow.
retained after our comp is paid for.
So you've increased your post comp net by 5 full percentage points.
Yep.
Which comes out to a 62% improvement over last year. You're on track to produce let's use the low end, 1.3. So you're adding another 50% to your top line, another 60% to your bottom. Talk to me about your work week.
Uh,
Are you on the tool still?
No, I'm done. Nope.
You're done.
Yeah. So I sit in the office. This is not the office. This is a cabinet shop.
The shop. Yep.
Um, but we're not doing a ton of production in here anymore.
Wow.
So,
So what's your plan for growth? So you got 1.5, you're fixing to put 1.3 in, you chucked 1.1 into design. Talk to us about what are the main problems you solved to get here?
the main problems that we've solved is, I mean, mainly the problems were process.
Hmm.
So if I was in a sales meeting with the client prior to to RC, it this said, I'm a systems guy too.
Right.
I love systems. I love to put them into place. If a client asks me like what to expect moving forward, my only answer would be, oh, we're gonna jump into design and I'll get back to you next month with some renderings for you.
Yeah.
But
Compared to
now,
now.
yeah, now since we've adopted the RC systems, I mean, we can show them a 41 step process. Like, hey, this is exactly what to expect working with us. And I think that A makes them comfortable, and B, uh, it lowers our burden
No doubt.
because we have a step-by-step process to follow, and we're not just making it up every time differently as we go.
No doubt. No doubt.
So the growth plan now is so we're going to stick with me as PD, and then my partner PM.
Okay.
He's awesome. So if we can keep putting around 1.3 into design each quarter,
Yep.
I see us pretty easily being at 3.5 or 4 million next year.
Yep. Yep. And preserving your profit margins.
Yeah, sure. And if we can do that, not to get greedy or selfish here, our take home ourselves is gonna it's gonna triple,
Yep. Yep.
and
Without working any harder.
without working any harder. You know what? We might actually work less because actually,
So,
yes,
so they're, I mean, going from 800 to 3.5 in 18 months.
yeah,
No growing pains.
crazy too, because I've always been being a more systems oriented person. I've always thought that if you grow more than 10 or 12% per year, you're probably making a mistake somewhere.
Well, yeah, you're trying to operate a bigger business on the old business process.
Yeah, but we have the processes now, so
Yeah.
like I'm not concerned about it.
How confident are you that you're going to continue to put 1.1 to 1.5 million into design?
Very confident. Um, in I don't say that to it's not like a magic pill, but
Sure.
I'm still not a great salesman right now.
But where are you sourcing most of your opportunities? That's probably the burning question for the
Sure.
guys listening to this podcast.
I would say it's probably split about 50-50 referral, and 50-50, and then the other 50% would be digital.
Yeah. Now the thing is with referral, uh, how are you instigating or deliberately pushing referrals? Because most guys wait for referrals to come to them from past customers, and if you're an 850K a year company, you can expect to get 10% growth waiting for referrals to come to you. What are you doing to deliberately generate referrals?
Yeah. That's actually pretty funny that you say that, because let's see, when we were slow at the end of the quarter last year, we kind of just sat around, like waiting for the phone to ring.
Right.
And something's like, this is gonna work out somehow, something's gonna come our way. But now I just feel like we're on the offense, we're on the attack.
Yeah.
We're
So are you just beating up your customer list, or who are you talking to?
no. So mainly we're going after a ton of realtors, which is something that I wouldn't have seen myself being comfortable doing. But we probably have see about 450,000 of that
Mhm.
1.2 sold into design was from realtors.
Wow.
Yeah.
Almost 40%.
Yeah.
And then the
Which,
rest has come from digital. What help like as far as that game's concerned,
yep.
with those leads, what are the expectations you're finding in terms of you got a digital lead to the appointments, and then how many appointments you got to run to get a sale?
Yeah. So uh, leads leads via referrals are, I mean, they're warm. They're
Yeah,
warm already.
1 to
They,
1, one shot, one kill.
yeah, exactly. Especially when it comes to design, at
Yeah.
least. And then when they come through Instagram or Facebook, etc., it's definitely a lot more challenging.
Hmm.
Um, so we're I I I would say about probably 50% answer our return phone call.
That's good.
And then we might set one or two appointments from those.
Got it. Okay. So 50% answer. So that means we need 2 leads to get an answer. And how many turn into an appointment?
I would say of that 50% turn into a on-site consultation.
Yeah.
That's probably two or three.
Okay. Um, all right. So it sounds to me like you need 5 leads to get a consultation.
Yep.
And how many consultations do you need to get a contract?
3 or 4.
Okay.
So we close about 30% of our
Sure.
design presentations.
But even using the low end, yeah, 5 leads times 4 comes out to 20 leads. So 20 leads coming out of Facebook, for a lot of guys listening to podcasts, that sounds like a lot. How much do you think we're spending per lead?
Lane, that's a really good question. I'm not exactly sure.
Okay.
Not sure. I'm not on
That's an
top of
unfair
that. I
that's
kind
an
of
unfair lawyer question. I looked at your account. You're spending about $53 for a lead right now.
okay. Okay.
So 20 leads times 53 comes out to, I don't know. I mean, it's below $1,100.
Yeah.
And what's the average size of job coming out of your digital advertising right now?
Now it varies with it's mostly kitchens right
Mm-hmm.
now. So our
80
kitchens
to
would range.
110.
I would put it more so at, our kitchen minimum, because we
Mm-hmm.
don't do a lot of just pull and replace, would probably
Mm-hmm.
be like 95 to 150.
Okay. So
Yeah.
even at the low end at 100, your profit margin, like after you pay yourself, you pay your labor, you pay your overhead,
Yep.
is, what'd you say, 13%?
Net.
Yeah, net.
Yeah. 13%.
So that's 13 grand that you spent $1,100 to get. I mean,
Yep.
and how long from lead to completing a deal does it take you on average?
Now lead to close the design deal, I would say is let's see. I would say that's probably 2 to 2.5 weeks. Lead to actually close the build agreement.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
4 months,
yeah, yeah,
maybe.
maybe less too. I mean, depends on the job scope. We can
Right.
do a bathroom much faster, but
And how long does a typical kitchen take you to build?
uh 3.5 to 4 months.
So worst case, we're looking at 8 months from spending that $1,000 to collecting 13,000.
Yep.
When you annualize that, you're going to get, 1.5 turns on your money. So that 13,000, the expectation. I'm just going Wall Street on you.
Do
Yeah,
it.
yeah. 50% of because it takes 8 months. The remaining 4 months, the expectation on that is half. So we add another half of 13,000 to 13,000, we get 20,000. And so from that $1,000 you spend in month one, over the course of 12 months, you've realized $20,000 of profit to your partners over the course of a year. 2,000% ROI. I mean, that's better than selling coke without the risk of jail time.
Yeah. I think it makes sense.
So talk to me about what's going on in build. How your partner, you said he's in the field.
Yep.
What's his life like? Because a lot of guys get really nervous about subcontracted labor. Is there any like customer drama, subcontractor drama, quality issues? What are we doing there?
We have a pretty good database of subs right now. Now
Okay,
we're not subbing any carpentry at the moment.
clearly.
Is yeah, clearly, which is fine for us right now, just
Mhm.
because the things that like we're not overloaded with work right
Mhm.
now. We will once
Your your
once these
first
design,
cohort of 1.1 million comes out of design.
yeah. Yeah, so we are I think our big goal for the rest of this quarter is really just to work through those potential kinks,
Mhm.
try to forecast those kinks and try to figure out solutions prior.
Love it.
Yeah.
Love it. So what's your game plan there? How are you identifying problems ahead of time before they turn into crises?
Uh this is another great thing about the RC program is we have like 35 guys here who like you can just bounce ideas off and go back and forth. And of course, you too. And when I first joined, to be honest and
Sure.
totally straightforward, I had no idea that we'd have this type of access. You know, it's actually it's kind of crazy to me. Um, so yeah, there's just like a ton of support, people who have been here before us, and
Yeah.
you know, through so far at least, most of the people that I interact with, and talk about working together as subs, that they're really thankful. You
Yeah.
know, like, they're not standoffish. They're like, "Hey, thanks for calling me about
Right.
giving me work,"
Yeah.
you know, which is which I didn't really expect. I thought that they would be like, "Hey, like,
Ah, go away. I'm busy.
yeah,
Who
exactly,
the you're just another paper GC trying to
yeah,
take advantage of a guy that wants to do honest day's work.
yep, yeah, exactly."
Derek, two more
Been
questions,
been
man.
a surprise.
Go ahead.
Nothing. You go.
Oh, I was gonna say I got two more for you. What do you feel is going to be your biggest problem that you need to solve before you can put 3.5 million through build next year?
I would say building that Rolodex of subs that you can trust.
Hmm.
And really we just need to find guys who think like we do.
Yep.
I mean, we're quality focused, we're client
Right.
focused. And I think that's gonna be challenging to
Hmm.
find those like-minded subs. So I think that's gonna be our first big challenge.
Especially in a market like yours, that's not exactly I mean, you're in between two major metropolitans, but and I don't even want to say it's suburbia. I mean, you're in that really cool part of Connecticut, close to the shore, really expensive homes that guys that actually do the work can't. I mean, like it's really hard to afford to live there. So I think you're
Yeah,
right. That is the problem we need to solve in the next 12 months.
yeah, I agree.
Yeah. So last bit, what advice to guys listening to this that are, you're self-employed, maybe he's got a partner, they're doing less than 1 million. What's the one thing they can do right now to improve their business?
God, it's gonna, it's hard to say this because I feel like I'm just a shill here, but um I have
No,
actually told so many people about getting on board
oh, but
with,
yeah, aside from what we're doing, like let's just
yeah,
pretend that they're not even coming in. Like, what's the one thing you would, if you were in their shoes, what's the
yeah.
first problem you would advise them to solve, and how would you go about it?
Well, I'll kind of attack this from two points of view.
Okay.
One the mental and then two the business. The mental
Right.
would be uh like never stop learning. Don't,
Sure.
don't just clock in, clock out, and like just get off your ass and figure it out, you
Right.
know, and grow as a person.
Right.
And then B,
Tactical.
yeah, B, I would say, in the business, marketing mainly.
Okay. So,
Thank-
and when you say marketing, that can mean a lot of different things to different people.
Yeah, sorry.
You talk to a marketing agency, they're going to say, "Oh, you need to get an expensive website and then invest a bunch of money into ads." You talk to a bootstrapper, they're going to talk about, "Oh, you need to make sure your quality is top notch and you're putting out yard signs and leave behind flyers so that the homeowners tell everybody about you."
Yeah.
What for a guy with limited resources, what would you advise him to do?
For a guy with limited resources, I would advise him to take the offense and
Mm-hmm.
just get out there and meet people, shake hands. Big thing is figure out how you can add value
Mm.
other people.
Yep.
And then,
Yeah,
there's
no,
any,
obviously, Derek, yeah, there's not enough time in the day to meet everybody in town. Otherwise, you'd be the mayor. And when you break it down, the four people that touch our clients before we do are realtors, engineers, interior designers, and architects. So I mean, for the guys listening, just to recap on what Derek's saying, is pick out those core four, know who they are, and make sure they know you. And in order to get them to know you, we got to reverse engineer what can we provide them.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Derek, you're absolutely smashing it. I am super excited to watch the next 12 months. As we solve the recruiting problem and blow you up to 3.5 million. What's your ambition after that?
That's a great question. Um, you know, I would like to take it as far as we can and still I mean, as always, the dream is to have a business that is employee run
Yeah,
and be able to take a step back and, take your wife on a vacation and not really
sure.
need to answer the phone.
Yeah.
Um, so that's the dream.
Yep.
And I really think with the track that we're on now and how we've kind of changed course these past 4 or 5 months, I think I don't think it's too much of a long shot. I think it's something that we could actually do.
No, after we solve recruiting, the immediate problem is installing the program that forces the company to be employee run off of metrics that will, KPI, et cetera, that'll allow you to manage the company from a cruise through the Caribbean.
Yeah.
And quite frankly, in terms of timing, if we solve recruiting now in Q3, Q4, that's going to be first quarter's problem next year, and then we're there because you'll have
Yep.
the revenue to yeah, almost there, man.
Man, I will tell you one thing. It's crazy. You know, I I thought like the place where we're at now, I thought we'd be in this place within 10 years time, say,
Right.
but not,
6 months.
we're just moving fast. But it's like it's controlled too.
Yes.
It's
Yes.
not it's not just chaos,
That's right.
which is frankly kind of amazing because I've worked for builders in the past
Mm-hmm.
as a carpenter.
Mm-hmm.
Chaos,
Pure chaos.
and like they might be doing 5 mil, but it's chaos and it sucks.
The more chaos you have, the less profit you'll see.
Yep.
That's right.
Yeah.
Well,
So it's
Derek,
great.
I appreciate you coming in to check in with the guys. Your words of wisdom for those guys how to get over that million and a half hump. Let's stay after it, and I guess I'll see you next week.
Yeah, Lane. Now it's just time to produce it, execute.
That's right. Just execute, baby.
All right.
All right.
Appreciate it.
Yes, sir. 1 second.